Hello, 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 everybody. Let's see. I'm just gonna keep saying hello because I can never tell when it starts. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're live now. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Oh, I just noticed I don't have my microphone plugged in. Look at that. Okay, now you can probably hear me a little bit better. Hello, hello. Today I am super excited to be talking about how to scale your business even during difficult times. Okay, how does that sound? I think a lot of you are needing to hear this. I keep hearing it I keep hearing this difficult times thing over and over again, and it's been going on for quite a while, right? Since everything hit, I guess it's been about 2 years now. But we're going to talk about what you need to get over that, right? What you need to get past that, what my clients are doing to thrive, all this good stuff. So stay tuned because it's going to be a lot of amazing information here today, and you can see how you can apply it to your business. So my name is Heather, in case you don't know. I help entrepreneurs set up their business systems so that they can have time and money freedom to do what they love to do. So it really works well with service based type businesses. So anything from therapists, coaches, wellness professionals, any kind of expert in anything. If you have a lot of wisdom, knowledge, expertise around something that you're passionate about, which is also really important, that can be bundled into an offer, a high ticket offer that you could sell between $3,000 and $10,000. That's what we do. I take my clients and we show them how they can bundle all their knowledge, wisdom, expertise to serve other people, go deep with their clients, and then how to set up those systems around it so that they can have time freedom as well, right? Because you need both. A lot of you or a lot of people, they get into business because they want that flexibility, they want that time with their families, they might feel burnt out, overwhelmed, or unhappy in their job, right? And feel like they're making somebody else rich, right? We only have so much time in our lives, right? So why not make it the best life that we can? So let's leverage that time and money so that we can have that freedom, which, to do whatever we want to do, which makes us happy, right? So that's what we do. And if you are here watching live, please say hi in the comments below, and you could do hashtag live so I know that you are watching live. Or you can also do hashtag replay if you're in here watching the replay. So let me just move this over so I can see the comments. 1 second. I want to see you guys. I don't really need to see myself. But if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to put it in the comments below and just let me know that you are here with me. If you are here, and just stay with me, and I'll ask you to certain things to jot down in the comments. And then again, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to put them in there and I'd be happy to get to those at the end. All right, and then if you're watching this on YouTube, do your thing, like and subscribe and put your notifications on, because I'll be posting these every Thursday, and I'm here in my Facebook group, the Business Growth Blueprint, every Thursday at 3 p.m. So if you want to come live and watch me and ask questions live, I'm here to help. Okay, so come join the Business Growth Blueprint. We've got a lot of business about how to grow your business and how to set it up so that you can have time and money freedom in what you do. Awesome. So let's dive right in about how to, thrive in these difficult times in your business if you're facing that, right? Like people are saying, over the past 2 years, like these have been the most challenging times in our lives, but there's always something, right? But I'm sure many of you agree that the last 2 years have been really challenging. I mean, the pandemic has disrupted our lives, and so many, loved ones, lockdowns were inevitable, and small businesses have been hit hard. Like people couldn't make money, or I hear a lot, like they say that this is a terrible time to be running or even starting a business. I hear that a lot. But it seems that, sometimes there are no opportunities or ways to move forward. The job market's tight, the inflation is rising, there's like all this doom and gloom out there right now. But, now things are starting to slowly open up, but then there's all these other things, right? The inflation, the gas prices, the housing prices, like the grocery prices, there's a lot of stuff. And so people are out there saying, nobody has any money anymore, and I can't start a business because who's going to pay me, all that stuff, right? There's a laundry list, okay, of things that are going on that would interfere with one's ability to make money. But despite all of that, my clients have had the best months of their business, the best months that their businesses have ever seen. And some examples might be my client Shelly, right? She actually started right before she found me right before the pandemic hit, like months before. And she actually owns a brick and mortar business. She owns a bridal boutique. Okay. And bridal consignment shop actually is what she owned. And, all those businesses had to shut down. But did Shelly get affected? No. What she did was she used the formula, used what she learned in the program to quickly adapt and move through it really fast and ended up hiring more people and just thriving, right? She didn't retreat. She didn't fall back, even despite having to close her doors months after she was just starting to like really turn things around. So what I want to do today is just, give you a front row seat to how my clients manage to thrive and succeed in the face of these adversities, okay? I want you to understand that what's important here is how quickly you can adapt, okay, to the surrounding circumstances. Because, like I said before, there's always going to be something. As an entrepreneur, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be a business owner, you got to have grit. You got to have tenacity. I had a call today and I was just so impressed by this young lady that had so much grit, so much tenacity. She's been at it for 5 years. She's so close. She's got all these ingredients, but she just needs to organize it in the right order and not miss a step. There's something in her business that's not working. She's got all these pieces, right? But she's not following a recipe. And any business that succeeds is like that. It's like following a recipe. It's like baking a cake. You got all these ingredients, but you got to do them in the right order and you can't miss a step. And I say this a lot, right? It's a great analogy. You can't put the icing on the cake and then put it in the oven and then put the eggs. Bad order. How's that going to turn out? Right? Same with any business. There's so many ingredients, there's so many pieces to it. And I see people all the time, they've got lots of the pieces, but they just don't know how to put it in the right order. And they might have missed a step and they don't know what they don't know. So they are out there spinning their wheels and getting frustrated and confused with all the information out there. It's like they don't need any more information. They need that step by step formula and how to set it up properly once and for all so that it starts working. And that's what I hold my client's hand to do, is set up those pieces. If they don't have the pieces, fill in the blanks with those pieces that they need in order to actually start making money, because that's what it's all about, right? Got to make money. I mean, a lot of people say, no, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it for the impact. But awesome, that's great. But you got to keep the lights on, right? So in order to make that impact, so it really comes down to making that money and then how to leverage the time in order for you to be your best self so that you can serve others, right? Whether that be your clients, your friends, your family, whatever it is, you got to take care of you, invest in you so that that can happen. So anyway, I just want you to understand what is important here, okay, is how quickly you can adapt to those surroundings, like I said, and you need a solid strategy and a mindset of an overcomer that will take you through, okay? I call it a bulletproof mindset. And why my clients, do so well is because they've got that bulletproof mindset. That's the first thing we set up. That's the first thing that we identify. That's the first thing we work on, is that foundation, making sure that it's a really strong foundation, because you can't build a business on quicksand, right? You need that strong foundation. You need that strong mindset. So a lot of my clients and a lot of you out there, we've been raised, in this employee environment, right? Like our whole society revolves around being an employee. So most people in our society that have never had a job before, or sorry, I've never had a business before, they've always been trained to be a worker. They've always been trained to have a job. How would they know how to have a business? It's a completely different mindset. So that's the first thing that we work on. And why are my clients positioned to succeed despite today's economy? It's because they're all thought leaders. They're all experts, okay, in their own fields. They're either coaches or consultants or agencies, therapists, whatever it is, right? Like some expert, they've got that knowledge, that wisdom. Real estate agents that have been at it for years, right? They might be able to help other real estate agents. There's so many possibilities, right? But it's a service, it's like typically a service based business, and I just help them on how to monetize their expertise. Okay. So they don't sell information, they sell outcomes. Okay. They solve life's problems. Okay. So this means that they don't have to stock or ship anything out. There's no supply chain distribution or anything like that. Those things aren't an issue for them. Okay. They work online from their homes or wherever they want to be, right? So those lockdowns, when they happen, doesn't really halt any operations, right? So I know I gave you an example of Shelly, as who is a brick and mortar, but she was able to, again, just quickly adapt, bring stuff online. It didn't stop her, right? Because she had the knowledge, she had the wisdom, she had the strategy, she had the formula on how to do that. And so, and also like their entire business model, right? It functions online. Okay, so even moms who have had like to homeschool and stuff for a time can continue to work on their business, right? It's a little bit more challenging. Believe me, I did it. I made it through. It was really challenging to be a single mom, especially working from home, online, having to balance the homeschool and that. I mean, I love teaching, but I'm not cut out to be a homeschool teacher. Okay. Kudos to all your teachers out there. You're amazing. Um, so if you're not maximizing that online world though, right, in terms of running your business, or if you're not monetizing your expertise, now is the perfect time to start planning for it right now. Okay. Even if you've never coached before, right? Think about it. Like, what have you succeeded in doing, or what's something that you're just truly passionate about? Okay. And you just work from there, right? When I was trying to figure out what I was wanting to do, because there's so many options out there, typically, which is a great problem to have, right? A lot of people think, I've got so many opportunities. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, which does actually end up being a problem. You can get stuck in that as well. So getting clear on what that is, first and foremost, is the most important thing to start, right? You got to get clear on what do you want to do. And so what I thought was like, what would I do for free anyway? I love talking about business. I was always helping my friends with their businesses. I could talk about it forever. So, why not just monetize that, right? But if you've got something that you're just really passionate about, and it really helps to be passionate about it, because again, it's not easy, right? It can be simple. It can be simple to set stuff up, but it's not easy. There's always going to be challenges. There's always going to be stuff. So when you're passionate about something, when you've got that why and that reason, that just really fulfills you and satisfies you, it helps to keep you going, because it's it's like I said, it's not easy. It's hard. So a lot of people will quit if they're not super passionate about it. Like if you're just doing it to make money, probably not going to work, right? And I see a lot of people doing like network marketing, MLM, just to try and make a little extra bucks, a few bucks here and there. There's no real drive or passion behind that. So that's part of the reason why those typically don't succeed. But if it's a products or something that you're just so passionate about, like I worked with someone that she was so passionate about these health and wellness products that she had invested in herself. She invested at least, I think, over $2,000 herself in these products, and it really helped her to get healthy, because she was on all these toxic medications and getting really terrible side effects like depression, and it was really affecting every area of her life. So it was a major problem. She found these amazing products, which is a direct marketing, network marketing, whatever you want to call it, MLM type of program, right? But she was struggling on how to expand outside of her network, and they don't typically teach you that. So she came to me anyway, long story short. And because she had gotten such great results for herself using the products, she was able to create a program to help stressed out moms off of their toxic medications, and transition them into the more healthy stuff and help them with the same issues, get over the depression, get off all the terrible side effects that they're experiencing with all those toxic medications and stuff like that. So she was able to create a program that really helped people in a tremendous way, and I think she's charging like $4,000 or $5,000 for that, and just helping a lot of people get healthy and get their lives back and get that balance back, which is just incredible. So again, but she was passionate about it, and that's the main thing, right? So do you think someone would want to learn about something that Like let's dig into the value of what you have to offer, right? And turn that into a $3,000 or $10,000 offer. Okay, what could that be, right? Like I've given a couple examples here. So the real estate, the health and wellness, like getting off toxic things. I've got clients that help parents deal with child custody battles against narcissists. And by the way, none of these, like, not everybody has certifications. You don't need to be certified in anything. You don't need to have degrees and all this stuff. You don't need that. You need to be able to help people solve a problem. That's it. You need to be able to get a result. Okay, that's it. As long as you can do that, that's the key. Okay, so the first thing to do, okay, is provide greater support and value for your clients. Okay, so the more you can provide support as your clients try to solve a major problem, the greater the demand for your service will be. Okay, and then a structure should be in place that allows you to consistently communicate to your potential clients about their exact problems and how you can specifically help them. All right, being able to communicate that value. So when clients face terrible times in their lives and their businesses, you have to be ready to walk with them until they can come out of that tunnel. Okay. And then over deliver, right? You got to over deliver now. Okay. It is needed. Okay. And it will be worth it. Okay. In the long run. So be able and available to serve your people in all possible ways, whether it be mindset or performance work, just to see them accomplish their goals, whatever they need, right? That's what I said is the first thing that we work on is mindset, because some people have this worker mentality, this worker mindset where they're just like work, 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 busy, 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 busy. And we don't need that. We need to be efficient. We need to be effective. We need to have this empire mindset, right? And that is also something. It's like scarcity. Oh, who's going to pay that? Nobody can afford that. This is all stuff that can limit the outcome of what you're all about, right? Of what my clients are all about. So I could teach them, you know, all the fancy marketing tools in the world, but if they've got these limiting beliefs or they've got these things that have been pre-programmed in their lives for 30, 40 years, we need to get rid of that, right? So we take the first week and we just create a whole new identity to operate from. We get rid of any limiting beliefs so that they can operate from strength and from confidence and from power to get those results, right? And then we put all those strategy pieces in place. But when it comes to what you're doing, right, and who you and what you need, right, to be able to get past these difficult times, just be able and available to serve your people in all possible ways, whether it be, like I said, the mindset, the performance, like what is it? What are those steps that you need to hold their hand through or to assist them with, right? And the results will come depending on the quality of support that you're providing for your clients, right? So the recipe for success is information plus the strategy and then topped by the support that you provide all the way through. Make sense? So a lot of people are out there, they're just doing DIY. Doesn't typically work, right? They're usually cheap, that's DIY, and then they've got the done for you, which is like everything's done for them. But if those people step away, then you're lost, you're stuck, like everything falls apart. You don't know how to do it yourself. You don't know how to get the result for yourself, or you also don't know what to delegate and follow up on to make sure that they're getting the results. So it's really important to be in that middle spot, which is what I do with my clients is we do done with you. So it's like I teach you how to fish so then you understand what to do. So if you don't like to do it later, right, even though you get the results for yourself, now you can go out and delegate and follow up to ensure that you still get those results. And then if they disappear or something happens to them, God forbid, you're not stuck, you're not, your business isn't affected much because you can step in and you can still get those results, right? For either for yourself, for your clients, whatever it is, right? So especially when your clients they go through all these like self-sabotaging thoughts that I was talking about earlier, you have to be able to show up and help them regain clarity and focus. Does that make sense? So this does not mean that you need to be available around the clock 24/7, right? That's another problem. Doing that one-on-one, because then you've got a ceiling because we only have so much time in the day, doesn't mean that, okay? The support can come through a weekly Zoom call or a live Q&A, kind of, what we're doing here in some capacity, right? So it doesn't mean that you got to be available around the clock for them to like call you 24/7. Okay, that doesn't work either. Again, we're talking about time and money freedom, right? Because it's great to make money, but you also need that time, right? For everything, for it to be your best self, for self-care, to be your best self so that you can serve others, like I said before, and to enjoy your life. Life's short. So anyway, there's a way to do it where you can set up to have that. Okay, you can give that support, you can go deep with your clients, and you don't have to be there at their beck and call constantly, which is that time freedom that I'm talking about. Okay, so post in the comments below if you're following me. I'm going to take a sip of water and go on to step 2. All right, so step 2, um, that you need, right, to get over these difficult times, okay, is to simplify your marketing. All right, cut through the noise. There's so much noise out there right now, right? There's so much information. There's so many people out there talking about this and that and the other thing, right? Cut through that noise of would-be experts talking about how great they are, or their latest certifications, or their degrees, or what they do, right? Simply talk to your audience right where they are. Okay, that's what works. Okay, your potential client's main concerns. Talk about her problems, right? Start talking about that, and you're gonna immediately stand out. That's gonna break you apart from what else is out there, because everybody's out there like, this is what I do, this is what I've done, this is how I can get you this, that, the other thing, right? They're talking about themselves, they're talking about their credibility, all this stuff, right? Doesn't work anymore. So start talking about that, and about your client, the results, their concerns, their problems. Talk about how their problems show up daily, what they've tried to do that did not work. Okay, what's the solution you're offering, things like that. Does that make sense? So you're not just standing out from the competition, but even from all the negativity going around in the news, right? And even on social media, buyers, your potential clients, are filtering out the non-essentials, okay, even in their everyday lives. So it's a plus factor when they don't have to jump through so many hoops, right? You just keep it simple. Keep it simple. So anyway, when your message is effective, right? When you know the exact words to use that really resonate with your ideal client, with your ideal prospect, with your ideal person, you don't have to be posting all day, every day, everywhere, trying to say the same thing 50 times over just to get people to pay attention to you, right? If it's not working in one platform, right? If you're posting to like 10 different platforms, I see this all the time, and nothing's working, you just get crickets, you're posting, even if you're just using the same post, but you're posting to 10 different things and it's not working, it doesn't matter. If it's not working one place, it's not going to work the other 10 places. Okay, so save your time, save your energy. It's not the platform. Okay, that's not what's broken there. Okay, when your message resonates deeply, okay, with your ideal client, and there's a way to figure that out, the exact words to use that would resonate with them, exactly what to say that gets them to pay attention so that they take the next step and call you or connect with you. There's a way to do that, right? So do not try to be doing what everyone else is doing, because you're just going to end up getting the average results, getting the same results that everybody else is getting, right? So look at what the top 1% of business owners are doing, and then emulate that model and their success, right? Like, you don't have to be posting all day, every day, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, I don't know, all the TikToks, all the everything, right? YouTube. I've got Facebook. I just started doing YouTube. You can see if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm just starting. So, and I haven't really needed it, right? I just thought, oh, might as well just throw it on YouTube, just whatever. We can build it up. And my son's always talking about YouTube. So I thought, okay, why not? Doesn't take much, right? But it's not like my main thing of like, oh, I got to get on YouTube and I'm going to, it's not like that at all. Right? It's like there's 2.4 billion people on Facebook that I could still tap into, right? I know not all of them are going to be my ideal client, but probably 1% or 2%. That's a lot of people. Like, it's endless. There's like, it's insane. So anyway, if your message resonates, that's my point. I'm kind of veering off topic or whatever, but if your message is resonating, if you know the exact words to use to get them onto the phone with you, that's the key. So just, say it one time in a way, um, through like in a way that just really resonates, right? And you can do it through a free valuable offer. I talk about that a lot too, which automates the process. And then you can just drive that traffic, to that for years and years and years. And it's really quite simple. I think I might have, am I still alive? Yeah, okay, I think I'm live still. Thought I just lost it. Hold on. Something just hung up. So I'm just wondering if that was, if I'm still live on here. Oh yeah, looks like I'm still running. Okay, cool. So, so anyway, when you've got your marketing message, right, that's simple and it's targeted and there's a solid strategy behind it, you're not just posting to post and winging it. It's like, here's a quick quote or here's a this. It's like, no, nobody cares about that. It's like you need, and nobody needs more likes and more followers, right? Is that what you're in business to do? Are you in business to get more likes and more followers, or are you in business to get sales? Right? Again, we got to keep those lights on in order to help more people. The more money you make, the more freedom you can have because you can hire people, right? You can give it away if you want, but you need to make money in order to get the lights on. So the bottom line, the number one goal is to be making money. Okay? Unless you just want to have a job and do it for free on the side, whatever, right? That's fine too. But if that's not what your objective is, right? If you really want to help people and you really want to make money, then you got to have that simple strategy. You got to keep it simple, because when you have a marketing message that's simple and targeted, then you only have to set it up once and then let that do the work of bringing in the clients consistently for you. Okay, so eliminate all that busy work and just talk about what those clients really need. Okay, that's the key. Okay, what's their problem? What do they need? All right, so that's that. Number three is the next. So get expert coaching. Okay, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. There's lots of proven strategies out there. You can go ahead and reinvent the wheel if you want, right? That takes a lot longer, 3 to 5 years. 50% of business owners figure it out. The other 50% get overwhelmed, burnt out, and quit. Those are just the statistics. So if you get a coach, okay, get an expert coaching with a proven method. This is really necessary at these times, and people are open to it, right? And it's out there, it's available, right? So at any point, it's, just do it because it'll save you time, it'll save you money in the long run. Because just think about it, the longer you take to get set up properly, the longer it takes you to start bringing in that money. So each day, week, month, year that goes by, that's money you're losing, right? So if you've got an offer that's, let's just say for easy math, 5 grand, right? And you're selling that and you've got like 2 or 3 clients coming in, maybe four, maybe five, maybe 10, right? So anywhere from 5 grand to 50 grand, right? Because when it's scalable, that's how much money you're losing each month by not being set up properly, right? So it's worth the investment. And there's always money. You can always find money. There's different financing things. There's all kinds of stuff that, if you're serious about it and you got to invest in yourself, you've got to invest in your business. And, because that expert mentor will just simplify things for you. Like, again, why reinvent the wheel? Just follow what they've done that actually works. And a coach will be a living example that success is possible for you. You get to model what they're doing that works, right? And you get to just tap in. But just make sure that they have been at it for a while. They're not super brand new, right? That again, everything really resonates with you to make sense. And that it's a good fit for you. And I urge you to do that done with you. Whether you work with me or you work with another coach, done with you, I feel really strongly about, because again, the DIY, it's cheap, but it ends up costing you in the long run because it takes so long to try and figure out how to fit those pieces together. And then the done for you, like I said before, it's more expensive typically, and you don't really know when you don't know how to get the results for yourself. You're just blindly trusting somebody thinks, you think that they know what they're doing, but because you don't know what to follow up on, it's really, it could cost you a lot of money that way too. All right, so if you have if you've got a coach that has a proven system that's been around for a while, they've got you know, they've gotten results for other people, right? They're not just for themselves too, because I hear that a lot. Oh, well, this coach is an expert in what I do. Like people will tend to hire someone that does what they do. So like a real, excuse me, what's that? So like a sorry, a real estate agent might go hire a real estate coach, right? When they already know how to do real estate, but they don't know how to get clients, or something like that, right? So, in that case, it would be better to find someone that can get clients versus hiring a real estate coach because they already know what they're doing, right? And then they might not know how to coach, they might not know how to teach on top of that, right? So, to get the results. So, anyway, you know, if you've got someone that knows what they're doing, you can just follow in their footsteps because they would know what to do and what not to do. So that saves so much time, so much energy. And the more challenging times are, the less time and resources, you might have available to pour into your business. So having a coach will therefore help you focus your time, your money, your energy on what's truly needed. Does that make sense? And a coach can streamline that path to the results that you want without having to sacrifice your relationship with your family over building your business for one thing, right? So having that coach is beneficial, especially if you're looking to do something that you haven't done before or want to break free from. Okay, what's been keeping you stuck? Because that's the other thing too, is having that person not only hold you by the hand, but also be able to notice patterns in yourself. Because that's what I do too. Like I notice patterns in people that they might not even realize they're doing that's keeping them stuck or keeping them held back. And I have breakthrough sessions, free breakthrough sessions for this, where even on the phone in 45 minutes, I can, having a conversation with somebody, I can say, okay, did you notice that? Did you notice that you do that? Like, where does that come from? And why do you think you do that? And how do you think that's affecting things? Right. And they're like, oh my gosh, I never even realized I was doing that. So a coach has that unique perspective and ability to see things that you may not see. Okay, so we've got what okay, maybe I shouldn't even go into this, but I'll go just a quick overview. We've got what we know, we've got what we know we don't know, and then we've got stuff up in our blind spot is like stuff we don't know, right? Like, how would you even know it's there? So, I get a lot of calls from people that have that. It's like, I know there's a way. I know there's a way to do it, but I just can't figure it out. And how can they figure it out when they don't know what they don't know? Okay, so anyway, that's getting a little bit deep, and we could go on forever around that. But anyway, so if you feel okay, like you could use that expert help in your business, okay, then just type help in the comments below, and someone from my team will get in touch with you. Okay, if you're feeling stuck and you want to have a breakthrough around something, again, that you might not even realize is happening, you might have this pattern that you keep going through, and that's what's keeping you stuck or keeping you frustrated or keeping your wheels spinning. If you're feeling like that, or if you feel like you're just kind of throwing stuff up on the wall to see what sticks and you're not getting the results that you want, then again, just type in help in the comments below, and myself or one of my team members will reach out to you, and we can take it from there, see what you need, okay, to get you to that next level. All right, so I hope this has been super helpful for you. And remember, that challenging times always spell greater opportunities for us to help each other out. So the bottom line is, if you have that bulletproof mindset, okay, simplify your marketing. Okay, number one, provide excellent support and get expert coaching to clarify and to support you and hold you accountable to reaching your goals, right? So there's no way you wouldn't be able to scale your business even during difficult times if you have that plan. So hopefully that's helpful. Um, and I will see you next week. I'm always here every Thursday. Well, not always. Sometimes I travel, but typically I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. So come on live, or you can go to my YouTube channel and check that out. I think it's just Heather Blaze, my YouTube channel. And yeah, or come in the Business Growth Blueprint. Okay, the Business Growth Blueprint Facebook group. And we'll see you there. And again, feel free to comment, participate, reach out, and we can help you get to that next level. All right, guys, hope that was helpful, and I will see you next week. Take care.